was kind enough to spend 3 hours on the beach with me doing that interview and transcribing it. So thank you for that. And you know, I had a Kawasaki 90 once. Do you think that would get me in here? Yeah. So I'm going to read the poems are from the book The Takeaway Bin, and the thing I decided to do was to use Brian Eno and Peter Schmidt's Oblique Strategies card game. And what you do is you just pick a strategy, any strategy, if you've got a dilemma, and then you just riff on it. So that's where the book came to be. Great things. You wake up and it says, honor thy error as hidden intention, and then you just get going with that. So the first poem, which is from the issue here, is the strategy was be less critical more often, which is a fabulous one, right? And it's called Lit Crit, the poem. And I realized as I was getting ready for tonight that there is one participatory line, and I'm going to tell you what the line is. The line is, I'm going to read it first. More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like your love? Okay. Now I could sing it. More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? More, more, more. How do you like your love? Okay, I could do that. Or when I get to that line, I could raise my hand and you could all sing that line. Okay.
What page are you on?
We are on page 89, but what I would suggest is one little practice round. So, are you, okay, ready?
Yeah.
More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it?
Your love. Okay. So when I raise my hand, you're on, okay? Lit crit, be less critical more often. It's a stitch, isn't it? That there's such an itch to judge. Critique the gesture, the bad plie, and you critique the dancer, or as Oprah opined, when divorcing parents badmouth each other to the children, the kids' DNA gets criticized. The road to hell is paved with bad intentions, thus a critical faculty, preferably non-tenured, is hired to make the point. Accept what is, accept, I'd prefer not to. Flip the phrase, be more critical less often. Turn on the fire hose of rage, though there's often a kink in the line and the spray backfires. You're all wet, said the judge, when I criticized his lack of bad taste. Maybe we should truncate the phrase, stop while the getting's good, simply be less, emulate the understuffed chair. Let's be less forthright, have fewer s'mores around the campfire. We're trying to watch our waistline. A disco diva sings,
more, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? More, more, more. How do you like your love?
A poetic line, but the new professor with so much on the line hedges, disagrees, then judging from our response calls for stiffer lit crit. You were good. You were good. The other one I'll read from the book, from the issue, the fabulous issue, the wonderful issue, is called The Qualifying Round. And the only thing you need to know about that is if you remember Brownie from Katrina and what Brownie's original occupation was, which was?
Equestrian, Olympic.
An Arabian horse trainer, right? Wasn't that it? Arabian horse trainer? Okay. So the strategy is use unqualified people. A great strategy. Qualifying round. The fewer credentials, the better. Find the most apt to toot their own bassoon, those who never shine their light under a bushel. It's dark in there and deadly. Mushrooms sprout, morals with questionable morals. Only the few, the proud, the obscene know how to pick the underqualified, for they are all white and pasteurized, though Louis Pasteur wouldn't have given them the time of day. Who conferred the hood, the letters, the stamp of disapproval on their worried brows? Outsourced and outsized, I returned to school to get some letters after my name. While most pursued a BA, MA, PhD, I spent my time getting an ABC, NBC, CBS. A PBS was beyond my grasp, but then I have smaller fish to fry. Explicit in the advice is the word use. It's not useful to gather folks up in a bus and take them nowhere, but like the Arabian horse trader at the wheel, I'm as unqualified as they come, and as a homo sapien, emphasis on the homo, I think I just might qualify. You know, when the book came out, there were a couple of nice reviews, and then there was a real stinker review, and the person said that he didn't find the poems beautiful. And that wasn't my intention. And then went on to say that some poems sounded like an 8-year-old hooker. That was my intention. So this, in my best 8-year-old hooker voice, what would that be like? You know. More. So this is woulda, coulda, shoulda, and the strategy is how would you have done it? With less panache, with the pedal to the metal, with a holy roller, with her by my side, with a canopy billowing, with a nutcracker. You're a ball breaker, my boss said, without irony. With irony in her comely stepsister Chastity. Chaz Bono had plastic surgery, and I heard he was eating with alacrity again. They shared a submarine sandwich with a torpedo, with my second strike capabilities, with her by my side in a sidecar yelling at the sideswipe who sideswiped us, with new windshield wipers for a better view of the playing field, with cantilevers, with torque, with the yoga instructor's instructions. Breathe in, say to yourself, let. Breathe out, say to yourself, go. With a blacksmith, a white knight, a black and tan, with a tam o'shanter. The driver of the shuttle van wore a plaid cap, a tartan skirt. She spoke with a heavy brogue and called her vehicle the Van O'Shanter. Drive the point home, drive, said the other passengers. Drive, I said, with her by my side. Swipe the bugs off your grill, smile into the billowing breeze. I woulda, coulda, shoulda done it differently if I'd had the balls to let go. I'll read one last poem, and this poem is, it's actually for the 14 Hills people. The poem is called Persist, and the one thing that's interesting is that 14 Hills has persisted and persisted through so many changes and lack of money and change administrations, and they have continued to really put out extraordinary work, and the people tonight put out extraordinary work for this issue, so they should get a big round of applause. Matthew. And for all of you who are graduating or moving on, or for all of you who have persisted in any way, this one's for you. This bud's for you. The strategy is just carry on, and the title is Persist. Even though it would be nice, wouldn't it, to go buck naked into the world, to shed snake skin, but never second sight. It's still unfathomable, isn't it, the degree we need to let go of the past, to dress down. There are veils and shadow puppets in the firelight glow, someone's hands all over the strings, ghosts who manipulate. Darling, will you steer? And a story, classic and long overdue, is projected onto the screen. Good and evil spring from the same source. A heart of gold is tarnished. Someone gets their comeuppance. Life treads on. The past is clearly no longer of use. Last year's model, the old prosthesis, the circle pen, yet what is no longer serviceable still persists. Like a cough or a mangle, we need some days to make things thin. Let's then for a moment let the old wall heater kick in and warm our backsides with this spanked heat. Thank you.